Sunday Fun Day though. Week 5. Let me tell y'all where we at with the picks. Hold on. Miami was a loss Sunday night. Let me put an X next to that. We had Detroit, 1 pick. That was good. I think last week we did, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 wins, 9 losses last week. On the locks, we did bad. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. On the locks, we did a 1, 2, 3 losses, 4 losses. 2 and 4 last week. Horrible. Horrible. Not even going to lie. Locks. I'm putting my, so y'all can see this is real time right here. You're not bullshitting and jiving. Alright, so for the record, I'll do the record later. As far as in total wins. No, the first week we went 9-7. Second week we went 9-7. Third week we went 6-10. And this week we went 9-7. I'll do the locks later. But we had a bad week. When I say bad week, I mean the games that I'm betting on. Not just I go through all the games, but I mean the money I'm putting my money on. So we had a bad week. We started off good though. Last night, Thursday Night Football, we had Atlanta as a 1 pick. We won. And football is scripted and rigged, folks. If you had Tampa Bay as the game was progressing, you probably like, yo, Tampa Bay gonna win, Tampa Bay gonna cover. Atlanta Falcons was favored 1.5. That's what I bet him at. I bet him at 1.5, but the spread went up to 2.5. And as the game is progressing, it's getting tight. You know, Baker Mayfield and them is winning. You know, the scoring is slowing down. You got to be thinking like, yo, Baker Mayfield, they're going to win, right? And they're going to lose. Overtime, and Atlanta go right down the field, score a touchdown, and they win by 7. And we had Atlanta. Let's get to this week, though. Week 5, let me write this down. Week 5, let's get to the first game. First game of the week, Jets at Indianapolis, but they really in London. We got the New York Jets on the road in London at Minnesota, getting 3. At first it was 2.5. And I'm going to just keep it a buck, keep it honest. I like the New York Jets to win outright. I think they're going to win the game straight up. I think Minnesota, they 4-0. They have been playing well. Sam Darnold, he looking good. He played on the New York Jets. Minnesota not going to go 5-0. They're not going to start the season 5-0. I don't think. I think after New York Jets lost to Denver at home, Denver was looking bad. The Jets was looking bad. Jets should have won. Can't stop the run. Can't stop the passes. All of a sudden, at the end of the game, Denver scored. They stop you from scoring. Aaron Rodgers, he was on the Pat McAfee show talking about the 4 starts and the offensive line and him trying to draw the defensive line off guards, etc. I think the Jets come in and win straight up. I'm going to bet this game straight up. I think the Jets. But if you like the Jets with the 3, take the 3. Next game, Carolina Panthers at Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears -4. They at home. They the favorites. Cincinnati, Carolina, they lost to Cincinnati last week. We had Cincinnati. We thought Carolina would possibly keep it close. They didn't. Now you at Chicago. Chicago has been playing well. They won last week. They 2-2 now. Carolina is 1-3. I think Chicago win. I think Carolina cover the spread, cover the 4 points. Next game, Baltimore at Cincinnati. Baltimore -2.5. This is a divisional game. Obviously, it's Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Baltimore Ravens, and who else is in that division? Can't think of right now. Baltimore coming off Monday Night Football. We had Baltimore. They spanked. Who they played? Let me see who Baltimore played real quick. Schedule. They played the Bills. Bills was the underdog. They was 0-3. A lot of people was on the Bills because they was undefeated. And Derrick Henry, the first play of the game, 87 yards. Lamar Jackson was dancing, dancing, dancing. He's a dancing machine. And it wasn't even close. Lamar Jackson and them 35-10. They put the beating on Buffalo. And Cincinnati got their first win last week against Carolina Panthers, a bum-ass team. They back home. They getting 2.5. I got Baltimore Ravens destroying and smashing, covering the spread. I got Baltimore cleaning. I got Baltimore. Next game, Buffalo at Houston. Houston -1. Buffalo coming off the loss to Lamar Jackson and them. Houston coming off the win to who they played last week? Jacksonville. Jacksonville was 0-3, trying not to go 0-4. They 0-4. Now they trying not to go 0-5. I like Buffalo. You know, Tay Diggs, he was on Buffalo last year. They traded him. Josh Allen, I think after the second game or the third game, like, yo, we got a whole bunch of ballers on this team. We not worrying about stats. Everybody just want to win. So what you implying? Oh, you implying that Tay Diggs was worrying about stats. He was worrying about, you know what I mean, the wrong things and not winning. It's definitely Allen, you know, Josh Allen's team. I think he's calling the plays as far as the offense. I got Buffalo. It's going to be a tough game. Before I came to do the show, I had Buffalo. I still got Buffalo, but when I started doing my research for the picks, it seems like Buffalo ain't winning like 5 years in Houston. Obviously, they had Deshaun Watson in Houston, etc. And Buffalo haven't won in Houston in a long time. But the public is on Buffalo. Are we looking at CBS Sports at 61%? They on Buffalo. And they on Buffalo money line too. I like Buffalo. I won't be surprised if Houston wins now with the knowledge of Buffalo having won in Houston in a long time. But I think Josh Allen does enough to win. I like Buffalo. Next game, Jacksonville at home -3 playing against the Indianapolis Colts. We had Indianapolis last week against Pittsburgh. We was right about that game. Anthony Richards, he was looking good. Then he got hurt, had the hip flexor or whatever, and he's gonna be out. So they got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco will be in the building. I don't think Jacksonville starts the season 0-5. I think Jacksonville get their first win of the season, and I think they cover the spread. Or it could be a push. It could be 20-17, you know, 23-20, something like that. Maybe it's a push. But I do see them beating Indianapolis. I see Jacksonville getting their first win of the season. Next game, Miami at New England. We had Tennessee Monday Night Football. Even though on the channel, we had Miami. But I ended up betting Tennessee $100. And we had Tennessee and we had Monday. Do I want to show y'all the picks to be full transparency? Nah, but I will show you this. I won't open up my FanDuel account. But I will show you this. Is at 1 picks. And my last 1 picks, out of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. In my last 13 games, I'm 10-3. And we had let me write this down. Atlanta, we won 338. All right, folks. YouTube. You see that say 1 picks up there. Out of my last 13 games, I'm 10 wins and 3 losses. Those 3 losses was yesterday I had Milwaukee against the Mets for $100. That was a loss. I had Arizona Cardinals last Sunday against who they play? Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders. I bet $200 on that. You see the loss right there. And I had Atlanta on September 22nd. I can't remember who they played. I put $330 on that game. You see it right there. But I'm 10-3. Not just football. I bet on baseball. I bet on other games. I'm 10-3. We doing pretty good over here. But I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, we had Atlanta last night. So on the channel, I had Miami, but when the day came, I bet on Tennessee. And as you can see right here, September 30th, Tennessee. And I only put $100, but still, I put my money where my mouth was. Even though on the channel I said Miami, but when the day came, as I'm analyzing the game, I said, I'm going to take Tennessee with the points. And I don't got no Patreon. I'm not monetized yet on YouTube. So I may be giving the picks out now like I am. Then Sunday I changed my mind and I can't let you guys know because I don't got no Patreon. I don't got no Patreon or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So we had Tennessee. Just want to be clear. Anyway, next game. Miami and New England. Miami, New England, obviously without Tua Tagovailoa. Miami is looking L. Trashington. New England been looking bad. We had New England last week against San Francisco 49ers with that 10.5, and it was close all the way to the end. New England could have backdoor covered, but they didn't, and we lost, and that was a bad pick. It wasn't a lock, but we had New England. This week here, New England always beat Miami. They always beat Miami. I don't know if New England wins at home. I don't know if New England wins at home. The public is on New England 57% with the point because Miami is favored by 1, and money line the public is on New England. I think Miami wins. Another week for what's the backup quarterback for Miami? Hurley or whatever his name is. I think with another week under his belt playing against an inferior team, I know what's the Tyreek Hill and the rest of the squad got to be like, yo, we got to do better than this. And if they want to make the playoffs, you better beat New England. So I got Miami. Next game, Cleveland at Washington. We had Arizona over Washington last week, and that was a bad pick. I'm not even going to hold you. Josh McDaniels or Jaden McDaniels. That boy is the truth. He looking good, fresh out of college. He know what he doing. And they got a good staff over there. You got fuck is the guy name that was on Dallas last year as the defensive coordinator. He was the coach for Seattle when they lost in the Super Bowl. Or he was the defensive coordinator. I can't think of their name right now. But anyway, Washington is at home -3 against Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, you looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky. You looking a little nervous. Y'all can't even beat the Raiders. Y'all niggas is bums. Now you on the road against Washington. I know everybody's going to be on Washington, and rightfully so. They playing good. They got a good record. They 3-1. Cleveland is 1-3. You know, you looking trash. And the public is on Cleveland, and on Washington, 67% minus the points. And we on CBS Sports app. And money line, 69%. I want to take Cleveland, I really do. I want to say, like, this is the game that everybody's going to be on Washington. Everybody's going to be on Jaden Daniels. And the public is going to be wrong because Vegas is going to make motherfucking sure that Cleveland win. But I can't take Cleveland. I just can't. This is not going to be a lock or nothing like that. I'm going to take Washington -3. I think Washington wins. I think Cleveland lose. Next game, Las Vegas Raiders on the road playing against Denver. Raiders got the series in the last couple of games. Raiders have dominated the series. Bo Nix just coming off beating Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure the public is going to be on Bo Nix and them. I'm sure, quite sure they are. Let's see. And actually, they're not. Denver giving 3. The public is on the Raiders with the 3. Money line, the public is on Denver. I think the last 5 or 7 games, the Raiders has won. I think the Raiders win this game. I think Denver comes back down. It was a nice win at New York. Like, it's New York. And like, it was a nice win. You beat Aaron Rodgers. You shouldn't have beat Aaron Rodgers. It was a shitty game at the Meadowlands, raining, not ideal conditions. And you pulled it out. And you beat, Aaron Rodgers. And that was the egg on your face, Aaron Rodgers. Y'all looked at fucking trash. This week here, I think you lose to the Raiders. I think the trend continues. I like the Raiders. Next game, Arizona getting 7.5 at San Francisco 49ers. Division game. I like San Fran to win the game. I like Arizona to cover that 7.5. I like Arizona a lot. I'm going to make it a money pick, but we're going to get to the locks in a minute. I'm not going to really break down the defense, the offensive line. San Fran last week, they was favored by 10.5. Now this week, you favored by 7.5. I think Arizona Cardinals is better than New England, and New England had a chance to backdoor cover. They didn't cover. You know what I mean? And so San Francisco, let me just check the score real quick. They won by 17 points, 30-17. New England should have covered that spread, though, but they didn't. I think Arizona covers this week. Next game, Green Bay, the Cheeseheads at Los Angeles Rams. Green Bay giving 3. Green Bay looked bad last week in the first couple of quarters against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings came out strong, started smacking them around. I think they was down 14-zip. 17-zip, try to make it a game. And I had Green Bay last week, so I was mad because they fucked one of my parlays. And I'm like, damn, I can't even beat the bum-ass fucking Minnesota Vikings. And they didn't. So that messed my ticket up. This week here, it was 3.5. Now it's 3. I like Green Bay all day. I think Jordan Love, second week back, was looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous as far as just coming back off of the Achilles and, the knee injury. Wasn't really looking good. Was kind of like seeing the field in slow-mo and delayed fashion. Second week, practice with the starters against a team that you're familiar with. Sean McVay, yes, you won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. I don't think you're going to be a good team this year. I don't think you're going to cover the spread. No Aaron Donald, no Cooper Kupp. I think you get blown out. I like Jordan Love. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. Next game is New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. Uptown in the house. Shallon in the house. Everybody, like, rest in peace, ODB. Wu-Tang, we love the kids. And my seeds grow with his seeds, marry his seeds. That's how we keep Wu-Tang money all up in the family. We got the New York Football Giants on the road coming off that Thursday night game against Dallas, who we had. We had the Giants. We had the New York Football Giants. You see it right there. Only $100, but it don't matter. We had the Giants, and we was right with that 5.5. We had the New York Football Giants, and I told y'all I don't be betting on the New York teams. You see, I went against the Mets yesterday. I took Milwaukee. It's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. And we had New York last week against Dallas. This week, playing against Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Touchdown Seahawks at Seahawks. The Seahawks giving 7. At first it was 6.5. Now you're giving 7. I think the Seahawks are gonna win. I'm not being biased about the Giants because I'm never overzealous about the New York teams. When it comes to betting my money, I'm never overzealous over the New York teams. I call a spade, and it just is what it is. Matter of fact, let me do my thumbnail for my football video when I edit it. Yeah, kid. I mean, I think Seahawks win. I think Giants cover the spread. Giants played last Thursday. They should have some rest. You got 10 days off. You lost to the Dallas Cowboys. You had a chance to win, but not really. Dallas and Dak been whipping your ass for a long time. They play the Seahawks pretty tough, though, as far as the history is concerned. I'm going to go with the New York Football Giants with the 7. They're getting 7 points on Caesars. I like the Giants with the 7. Next game, speaking of Dallas, how about them Cowboys? Cowboys at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off a loss to the Indianapolis Colts. We had Indianapolis last week. Dak like, yo, I'm on the precipice of playing my best football. We know they don't got what's the linebacker name or the defensive lineman? What the fuck is his name? He the best. He one of the best on their team. Damn, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, Dak like, yo, we on the precipice of playing our best football. Pittsburgh -2.5. Tom Coughlin at home coming off the loss to Indianapolis. Dallas coming off the win over the Giants. Who is the better team? Who is going to win? My initial is like Dallas is the better team. Dallas is going to win. But as I think about the defense and TJ Watt and Mike Tomlin over McCarthy, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh. I think they can win. I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row. They at home. You comfortable at the crib. You coming off playing Indianapolis close. Yeah, you could have won that game. Joe Flacco came in. You probably didn't really prepare for him. You was preparing for Anthony Richardson. I like Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh, like the old days, to beat Dallas. Monday Night Football. Kansas City at home, -5.5. New Orleans Saints. Who that? Who that? Who that said they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that said they gonna beat them Saints? Drew Brees. No more Drew Brees. You gotta settle for Derek Carr and you gotta settle for Jordan Hill or whatever his name is, Hill. Kansas City, they 4-0, trying to go 0-5, like Minnesota Vikings trying to go 0-5. They're the only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL. I don't think nobody's going 0-6, 0-17. I think both teams lose. If they don't lose, I think they don't cover the spread. So I got the New Orleans Saints covering the spread. I got Kansas City winning, pulling it out at the end. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see the first 2 weeks of the season New Orleans as opposed to the second 2 weeks of the season when they didn't put up that much. Now again, New Orleans beat they beat the Panthers 47-10. They beat the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? 44-19. Then you lose to the Eagles, a tough game. Then you lose to the Atlanta Falcons, a tough game, 24-26. Now you on the road. I think they cover, but I think they win outright. I don't think Kansas City go 5-0. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings go 5-0. With that said, let's get to the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner chicken dinners. And with that said, let's get to this. My nigga Bombs on the beat.
Great fire. Rich famous.
Winner, chicken dinner, money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popovism. Cooper Gray got the fire bash lit up. Hit the back line in the air, throwing signals. Winner, chicken dinner, money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popovism. Cooper.
Y'all hear the song? Those that do it daily, popovism. That be me. Shout out to my nigga for putting me in the hook. Shout out to my nigga Famous and shout out to my nigga Gray. Anyway, let's get to the locks. This is who I think is going to win. This is who I'm going to put my money on. Baltimore, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Raiders, Green Bay, and Arizona. $100 on that. Winner, chicken dinner. That's 48.41. Yeah, kid. Y'all know who y'all was tuned into. Popovich. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.